It's been 3 days. The conversation is over. The other person has absolutely moved on, and you are still in it. You're replaying what you said, what they said, what you should have said. You've rewritten your own lines about 14 times. And the wildest part, the other person is probably eating lunch right now and hasn't thought about it once. This is not a memory problem. It's not overthinking. There's something very specific happening in your brain, and once you understand it, you can actually do something about it. Your brain has one job above everything else: keep you safe. And part of keeping you safe is making sure you don't make the same social mistake twice. So when a conversation feels like it went wrong, even slightly, even ambiguously, your brain flags it. It pulls it into a mental cue called rumination, and it keeps replaying it, looking for the lesson. The problem is, the lesson never feels found, so it never stops replaying. This is especially strong in people who grew up in environments where getting things socially wrong had real consequences, where a misstep meant someone got cold, or angry, or withdrew. Your brain learned social errors are dangerous. Analyze everything. Be ready. There's a name for the specific loop you get stuck in. It's called post-event processing. It's your brain running a debrief on a social event, but without any new information to work with, it just circles. And here's what makes it worse. The version of the conversation your brain replays isn't accurate. Your brain fills in the gaps with your worst assumptions. Their neutral expression becomes irritation. Their short reply becomes rejection. And because you're running this replay on a loop, your body keeps responding as if the conversation is still happening right now. Here's what this actually looks like day to day. You're in the shower 3 days later, and suddenly you're back in that conversation, heart rate rising. You read back the message you sent 7 times, looking for what was wrong with it. You avoid the person slightly, not because you're angry, but because you're embarrassed about something they've probably forgotten. Someone asks, "Are you okay?" And you say yes, but the conversation is still playing on a quiet loop in the background. And at night, when there's nothing to distract you, it gets louder. So how do you actually get out of the loop? First, understand what your brain is trying to do. It's not torturing you, it's trying to protect you. It just doesn't know when to stop. Give it a conclusion. Brains loop when something feels unresolved. So resolve it. On paper, out loud, in your head, deliberately. Write down exactly what happened, what you'd do differently, and then one sentence: "This is finished." Second, interrupt the replay the moment you notice it. You don't argue with the thought, you don't try to convince yourself it was fine, you just notice it and step out. Third, ask yourself honestly, is there anything that actually needs repairing here? If yes, say something, a simple message. Most of the time, it will be met with, "Oh, I'd completely forgotten about that." If no, your brain is running a false alarm, and false alarms need to be stood down, not investigated. The reason you replay isn't because you're weak, or neurotic, or too sensitive. It's because somewhere along the way, your brain decided that getting things right socially really mattered, and it's been trying to help you ever since. You can thank it for trying. Gently tell it the conversation is over. If this one resonated, the video on why you feel responsible for everyone's emotions is the perfect next watch. It's all connected.